Greetings everyone. Welcome back to Storytime Recaps. In this video, I'm going to recap one of the films from 2014. It follows. Before we start, I hope your day be filled with sunshine and smile. Enjoy the story. A young woman is running from something or someone in the first scene. His neighbors and his father were confused by his behavior, which seemed to be in fear. It shows her taking a car to the beach. She calls her father when she's at the beach and apologizes for treating him so badly. Anda told him that she loves him before hanging up. It is revealed in the morning that she was brutally murdered the previous evening. A bone may be seen protruding from the twisted portion of her leg. After then, the focus of the movie shifts to Jay, carefree university student Jay Height, who is going to the movies with Hugh. Jay recommends to Hugh to play a game. Between them must guess the person they want to be in that person's life by observing the people around them. Jay is the first to guess for Hugh. Hugh chooses the life of the boy who is there with his family. Hugh begins chatting about how jealous he is of young children, their happy, innocent existence while they stand in line. Hugh notices a young woman at the door when they enter the theater. When it's time for Hugh to choose for Jay, Hugh points out a girl in a yellow dress, whom Jay says she cannot see. Jay can't see her, though, even if he points her out to her. Hugh becomes frightened all of a sudden and tells Jay that they have to leave the theater. Hugh abruptly chloroforms her when they are having sex in his car on their subsequent date. Jay finds her strapped into a wheelchair when she wakes up. Hugh is present and informs her that he cursed her throughout their sexual encounter. The only person who can see this curse is the curse bearer, which is now Jay. The creature will repeatedly follow her at a strolling pace and can take on the form of any human. If IT finds her, it will kill her and pursue Hugh, the previous victim of the curse, in an attempt to get him to transfer the curse to another person. Hugh claims that the female he had a one-night stand with was the source of the curse. Hugh slept with Jay since IT would follow him around until he transfers the curse to someone else. Hugh looks around and sees a nude woman approaching them. Then Jay and Hugh run away. After dropping Jay off at home, Hugh keeps running away. Despite their best efforts, the authorities are unable to locate Hugh. The next day, the police cannot find the naked woman or Hugh, who was living under a false identity. Jay notices an elderly woman approaching her while she is at school, dressed in a hospital gown. The elderly woman is seemingly unnoticed by everyone in the vicinity. Paul, Jay's buddy who is infatuated with her, and Kelly, her sister, consent to assist. Jay, Paul, Kelly, and another buddy, Yara, decide to spend the night at the same house that evening. Paul investigates a broken window in the kitchen after hearing a commotion in the middle of the night. He scans the area but sees no one. Then Jay notices a woman approaching her who is nearly nude, a disheveled, urinating, half-naked and dark-eyed woman walking toward her. Although she rushes to alert the others, nobody else is able to see anything. Abruptly, a tall man with dark eyes enters the space. After that, Jay bolts from the residence. Jay dashes to a nearby playground, where her buddies finally manage to catch up with her. Greg Daniel Zovato, a neighbor, offers to assist the group by providing a ride. The five of them went to Hugh's house and looked for Hugh's real identity. While rummaging through, Paul saw a picture of Hugh in high school. They went to his school and got his identity. With the help of their Greg, the group discovers Hugh's real name, Jeff Redmond, and find his home. Jay and her friends want to confront Hugh. Hugh refuses to change his claim, informing Jay that she must have a sexual relationship with someone in order to successfully transfer the curse to another person. He recommends that Jay drive to a distant location to buy herself time to think. After that, the group returns to Greg's home. The next day, Jay concludes that she must become proficient with a firearm, so that he has self-defense and beat at it on the lakefront, while Greg leaves to pee. The monster starts to attack Jay while the gang is relaxing by the water, assuming the appearance of Yara. After Jay runs off, IT first appears as the tall elderly guy, and then Paul. Jay shoots IT, but it doesn't go down. Jay hops in and speeds off, but all she ends up doing is crashing into a cornfield. Jay is in the hospital getting treatment for her broken arm when she wakes up. Jay makes the decision to transfer the curse to someone else before she is freed. She tries to effectively transfer the curse to Greg by sharing her hospital bed with him. Paul is devastated to learn that Jay was with Greg. Greg denies the existence of the entity, despite the insistence of Jay's friends. When Jay gets home, he sees Greg strolling down the street toward his house through the window. He breaks his window and goes inside. When he comes to his window, then, while Greg is on the phone, Jay tries to warn him. Jay dashes over to the house. Jay then determines that IT has adopted Greg's appearance, where he peers inside to discover IT assuming Greg's mother's appearance. Greg is killed as IT falls on top of him. Jay runs into the woods after realizing that he is once again under the curse. Jay is near a beach when she wakes up in the morning and sees three young men on a boat. In an attempt to buy herself more time, she disrobes and enters the water in the hopes of sleeping with one of the men and passing on the curse. Paul wants to sleep with Jay when he gets home, but she rejects him because she doesn't want him to die. Paul then devises a scheme to destroy IT, in the hopes of enticing IT into the water and electrocuting it. When they leave the house, Jay notices IT peeping on her from the roof while dressing as a naked man. The party visits an abandoned swimming pool. They installed and completed the equipment brought to the pool, and they waited for it to arrive. Jay enters the pool as the bait. When she does eventually see IT, her father's appearance has been assumed. However, IT has deduced the strategy and is hurling electrical gadgets into the sea in an attempt to murder Jay. The others fire blindly in an attempt to kill IT because they are unable to see it. Paul inadvertently injures Yard during the subsequent mayhem, but he later shoots IT in the head. As it pulls Jay underwater, Paul shoots it again, and Jay escapes as it sinks to the bottom. When Paul asks if it is dead, Jay approaches the pool and silently watches as it fills with blood. Once they go home, Paul and Jay finally get into bed. Paul then makes his way to a dilapidated area of Detroit where street vendors are offering their services. It appears that Paul intends to use a hooker for sex in order to swiftly transfer the curse to another person. A while later, Jay and Paul are strolling hand in hand along the road. There's someone pursuing them from behind.